This girl was killed by her own shadow. The man who witnessed this was shocked. In the next moment, he too was killed. Months earlier, on a small island in the middle of the sea, there were many vicious shadow viruses hiding. The shadow virus could kill villagers and then impersonate them. Jack was on his way to this terrifying island, intending to attend his good friend Mary's funeral. But suddenly, in an instant, Mary appeared in front of him. She raised her hand and tried to put something into Jack's eyes. She told Jack to find her and take care of her sister, Jenny. Jack reached out to grab her, but instead, he ended up falling into the arms of another woman. The woman was shocked, and Jack was slapped across the face. After disembarking, Jack arrived on the island, which he hadn't visited in 2 years. He was greeted by Mary's sister, Jenny, whose bike's brakes malfunctioned, causing her to crash into the sea. Just before she fell into the water, Jenny saw the beautiful sky. Jack followed Jenny to Mary's funeral. He overheard some people discussing that Mary's body had been taken by doctors for an autopsy, which confused Jack. At that moment, a bright flash from a camera went off behind him. Someone came over to stop the action, but they didn't see who was taking the pictures. A boy came forward and hugged Jack, telling him regretfully that Mary had been swept away by the waves while saving a drowning child. He and Jenny had been nearby at the time. Jack didn't blame Mike and began comforting him. Jack asked Mike if he knew about Mary's autopsy. Mike motioned to Jack to look at a girl across the room. The girl, Carly, was the one Mary had saved. After the incident, Carly, traumatized by the event, had lost the ability to speak. The rumor about Mary's autopsy was false. In fact, when the medical examiner checked, they found a Kishikawa line on Mary's neck, a mark of strangulation from someone choking her while she struggled. Jack's pupils began to tremble as he heard this. He was terrified. Mike also didn't believe Mary had been killed by someone else, because when the accident happened, he and Jenny had been right next to her and hadn't seen anyone else around. That's why the Kishikawa line wasn't further investigated. Just then, Jenny gave Jack the necklace that Mary had worn, a shell necklace that Jack had given her as a gift. Jack recalled the day he left the island when Mary had wanted to try Jack's curry again. Jack had promised to make it for her when he returned, but now he would never get that chance. Thinking back, he couldn't help but cry. To cope with his grief, Jack went to help at Mary's family restaurant. A drunk man stopped him and asked if Jack had found any news about the sister he had been looking for, but Jack hadn't been searching for anyone's sister. At that moment, another policeman came into the restaurant and told Jenny that a major case had occurred that morning. An entire family had gone missing. Jenny immediately rushed out, and Jack followed her. The policeman gave an odd look as they left. When they arrived at the house, they found it completely empty. Jenny began to talk about something strange. Before the incident, the family had acted oddly. They claimed to have seen people who looked exactly like them in the mountains, and ever since, they had felt like they were being watched. An old man came over and explained that this was the shadow disease. He told them that on the island, there had been a shadow disease, and those who contracted it would see their own shadow. But once they saw their shadow, it would kill them. The old man mentioned that a temple on the mountain could help drive away the evil spirits. Jack initially thought this was just an old superstition, but Jenny insisted she had seen it with her own eyes. 3 days before her sister's accident, they had been picking up trash on the beach when they looked up and saw another Mary on the rocks. Jack told Jenny not to joke around, but she insisted that what she said was true. However, the shadow quickly disappeared, and after that, Mary was killed. Jenny became very worried, and Jack tried to calm her down. To reassure Jenny, Jack decided to take her to the temple to pray. They arrived at the temple on the other side of the island but found it abandoned and locked up. No one was there. Suddenly, Jenny pointed to a place, and Jack followed her gaze. A shadow flashed deep in the forest. Jenny believed it was her friend Lisa, and she pulled Jack to chase after it, but they got lost in the woods. Jack tried to remain calm and think of a solution. Just then,